Hello students, welcome back again to my English channel, The Unforced English 721. Today I'm coming with a new topic of grammar. That one is transformation of sentence. We have done a little bit of transformation of sentence, but a brief knowledge about simple, compound and complex sentence. But today we have to clear how to transform. We have to clear up that one. First we have to discuss the simple, compound and complex sentence again in short. Then we have to do we have to learn how can you transform from one type of sentence to the another type. Transformation of sentence is not a small chapter, it's a vast syllabus. You have to learn so many transformation is there, but today we will do only a little bit. We will do regularly a little, then we can finish the learning of transformation of sentence. So without wasting time, let's start. So first of all, we have to know again. I know we have finished that definition of the sentence, but today again I am telling you what is transformation of sentence. Transformation of sentence means changing the words or form of a sentence without changing its meaning. So now we know that how many types of clauses are there. Types of clauses. How many types of clauses are there? Because a clause need to understand the transformation of sentence. So there are two types of clauses. The first one is independent clause. Independent clause, and the second type is dependent clause. Independent clause and dependent clause. Okay. Independent clause, there are three types of clauses are there, but we will discuss it in later videos. But first we have to understand what is independent clause and what is dependent clause. What is independent clause and what is dependent clause. So before if we don't know what is dependent and independent clause, we can't understand how to transform. So independent clause. What is independent clause? Independent clause is a group of words. Independent clause is a group of words. Group of words is a group of words that contains a subject. Okay, that contain a subject. Okay, and verb and expresses a complete thought. Okay, so what is independent clause? I am repeating again. Independent clause is a group of words that contains a subject. Okay, only a subject and a verb, and express a complete thought. Okay, and you have to remember, students, an independent clause is a sentence. An independent clause is a sentence. Suppose we can take a easy example. Ram is a good boy. Ram is a good boy. It is a independent clause. Okay. Here is the Ram subject. Is the verb. Okay. So it expresses a complete thought. So it is a independent clause. It is a independent clause because it expresses a complete thought. Means we understand in this line that Ram is a good boy. That is an independent clause where a subject will be there, a verb, and it expresses a complete thoughts. Now what is dependent clause? What is dependent clause? Dependent clause is a group of words. Dependent clause, remember students, it is dependent clause, it depends on others. So it is a group of words that contains a subject, that contains a subject and a verb, okay. But there is a problem, students. But it does not express a complete thought. Okay, a complete thought. It does not express a complete thought. Okay, so it can't be a sentence. Okay, it can't be a sentence. Dependent clause can't be a sentence. Suppose example we can take, if you come back. Suppose it is not expressing the complete thoughts. If you come back, so the sentence is incomplete and the feeling also incomplete. So it is a dependent clause. Okay, so it is not called a sentence. Now we understand that what is independent clause, which is independent, that is independent clause. It doesn't need anyone to express its thought, and dependent clause always needs some another independent clause to complete its thought, that is dependent clause. So now it's clear what is dependent and independent clause. Now we need to understand that what is dependent marker words and what is independent marker words. So we have to take some example. One is dependent marker words. Okay, dependent marker word. What is dependent marker words? A dependent marker words is a word that added to the beginning of an independent clause. Okay, I am repeating again. A dependent marker word is a word that added to the beginning of an independent clause that makes it into a dependent clause. Okay, a dependent marker words is a words added to the beginning of the independent clause that makes it into a dependent clause. Okay, so some common dependent marker words is, suppose, after. Okay, after. Then although is a dependent marker words, as if. Suppose because, then before, all are dependent marker words. Even if, even though, if, then in order to, since, though, until, okay, etc. These all are dependent marker words. Okay, these words added to the beginning of the independent clause and it makes it into dependent. Okay, if you write these dependent marker words in front of the independent clause or the beginning of the independent clause, it transform into dependent clause. Okay, it inform into a dependent clause. Suppose you can take the example, whenever is a dependent marker word. Whenever you come, so it is not complete sense, it is dependent marker words. Whenever you come back, okay, so when you come back, if you tell you come back, then it is a independent clause. But when you add whenever, then it makes in a dependent sentence. Okay, dependent clause, that is a dependent marker words. Now we have to know what is independent marker words. So what is that make the sentence independent? Which word help you to understand that it is a independent clause? So which one is independent marker words? Which one? Okay, which one is the independent marker words? So independent marker words, and independent marker words is a connecting words. Okay, it is a connecting words used at the beginning of the independent clause. It used as the beginning of an independent clause. These words can always begin a sentence. Okay, these words always begin a sentence that can stand alone. Okay, independent marker words are the words which can always begin a sentence, that can stand alone. That one is independent marker words. Okay, suppose therefore. Okay, therefore we have returned. Therefore we have returned means so we have returned. Okay, therefore we have returned. So therefore is the independent marker words, which one giving the complete sense of the sentence, we have returned. Okay, so independent marker words are this type of words. Okay, now we have to understand that we are there that we have to return our main discussion today. That one is sentence type, how to convert sentence. So first of all we have to know the types of sentence. That one is simple sentence, one is simple sentence, another one is compound sentence, and third one is the complex sentence. So I have to know first what is simple sentence. We have to know first what is simple sentence. What is simple sentence? What is simple sentence? Simple sentence is a sentence where a subject and a verb will be there. A subject will be there and a verb will be there in a simple sentence. Okay? Example, we eat to live. We eat to live. So subject and eat is a verb. Okay, that is a simple sentence. Okay, suppose I am a teacher. This one also a simple sentence. Okay, I am a teacher. I is a subject, am is a verb. Okay, so it's a simple sentence. We are having pizza tonight. We are having pizza tonight. That one also simple sentence. Another name of simple sentence is independent clause. Okay, independent clause or sentence. Another name of simple sentence is independent clause or independent sentence. Now we have to know what is compound sentence. What is compound sentence? What is compound sentence? Compound sentence is the sentence where two sentences will be there. Two sentences, one and one. Two sentences will be there. Where two or more independent sentences joined. Two or more, two, suppose, sometimes more, independence, all are independent sentence is joined together. Okay, independent sentence it will be compound sentence, not dependent. They are separately independent and joined with the conjunction. Suppose we must eat, or we cannot leave. We cannot leave. We must eat, or we cannot leave. See, we must eat is a independent sentence. We cannot leave is a independent sentence. And or is the conjunction which one join these two sentences. So it is a compound sentence. This one also independent sentence. This one also independent sentence. Okay, so that is compound sentence. So we have understand that what is compound sentence and what is simple sentence. Now the leftover sentence is the complex sentence. Complex sentence, it is hard to understand, but it is easy if you give your mind here. Okay, if you properly means if you see closer, if you watch closely, then you understand. What is a complex sentence? Complex sentence is a sentence where one independent sentence will be there. One independent sentence will be there and one dependent sentence will be there. Dependent sentence will be there. One independent sentence and another one dependent sentence will be there in complex sentence. Example, we take example for understanding much. If we eat, we can live. We can live. If we eat, we can live. Okay, so if we eat is a dependent sentence. We can live is a independent sentence. Okay, so the same sentence we in this type of sentence we express differently. Okay, in different types of sentence, but the meaning is the same. Okay, so how to transform? Now how to transform from complex to compound. How to transform from complex to compound. How to transform from complex to compound. Okay, complex to compound. How to transform complex to compound. Okay, and only you see the technical aspect of the sentence. Okay, if you have to transform from complex to compound, you have to keep two independent clauses. You have to keep two independent clauses in compound sentence. I told you two independent clauses will be there in compound sentence. If you transform compound to complex, you have to keep one independent clause and one dependent clause. That is the technical aspect of the transformation of sentence. Means when you change from complex to compound or compound to complex, you have to do the same. We know the compound sentence have two independent clause and complex sentence have one dependent clause and one independent clause. when you transform from complex to compound, you only have to change the dependent clause into independent clause, because compound sentence have two independent clause. Okay, and when you change from compound to complex, we know that compound sentence have two independent clause, so you have to change one independent clause to dependent clause, then it will be a complex sentence. Okay, so compound, if suppose you are changing compound to complex, okay, then you can use so many things, if, by, because, so that. If you change from compound to complex, you have to use subordinate conjunction. This one is the subordinate conjunction. What is that? Subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunction. Dinate conjunction. You have to use subordinate conjunction to make to make it complex. You need some subordinate conjunction, one subordinate conjunction to make it complex. How to do? See, complex sentence need one dependent clause and one independent clause. So, for example, do your best, you do your best, you will get good, you will get good marks, you will get good marks. So do your best is the independent clause, and you will get good marks is a dependent. Sorry, do your best is independent clause, and you will get good marks also are independent clause. Both are independent clause. It is a compound sentence. And when you make it complex, how to do? Then you need conjunction. Suppose if you do your best, if you do your best, okay, comma, you will get good marks, you will get good marks. Okay, so if you do your best, it is a dependent clause. Okay, if you do your best means the complete sense, there is no complete sense. So if you do your best is a dependent clause, and you will get good marks is a independent clause. So this way you can make compound to complex. So, and the easy things is there. In compound sentence, two independent clause are there. You have to make one independent clause and one dependent clause to make it complex by using some subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunction help you to make it complex. Okay, and complex to compound is the same thing. It is vice versa. How? You have to take out its complexity. If one sentence is complex sentence, you have to take out its complexity. Means the word which makes the sentence complex, you have to take out that word. Which word make the sentence complex? Okay, so make two sentence independent. Okay, then it will be compound sentence, as because we know compound sentence have two independent clause. Suppose example, we take the example that taking her money purse, she went to the market. Taking her money purse, she went to the market. Okay, so it is a complex sentence. Okay, She went to the market is a independent clause, and taking her money purse is a dependent clause. So how can it make it compound? See, we have to finish the complexity of this sentence. So we have to make two independent clause. Okay, so taking her money purse make independent. How? You write she took her money purse, took her money purse, she took her money purse, and is a conjunction, and she went to the market. Okay, so it is a compound sentence. So it is so easy from compound to complex and complex to compound. I think it's now you don't have any problem to understand. Okay, so students, it's a big video, so I need some time, then we will discuss the next part and the next video. And our leftover thing is that how to convert that simple sentence. Okay, that compound and complex sentence to simple sentence. Okay, that one we have to understand how to convert from compound to complex, compound and complex to simple sentence. That one we discuss in the next video. I think students, you understand a little bit more transformation sentence. Today I already have started this transformation sentence, and it will go far away. I will discuss little daily, and we will understand totally how to transform. It will be so easy, believe me. Okay, so that's all for today. We will meet again in the next video. Bye bye, take care and good night.